What's up, everyone? This is Stranger Danger, coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and today I am playing in Week 7 of the PDPL, going up against Snoot. And here's the team here. Got the Booster Energy Gouging Fire, over the pond with Quick Attack, Follow Me. We got Sandy Shocks with the Terra Fairy, Terra Blast, Expert Belt, Klefki with Mental Herb, Trick Room. Kind of might be relying on Trick Room at least in one of these games, considering how fast my opponent's team is. And then got Frostmoth and Scrafty. Frostmoth for sweeping and Trick Room, Scrafty to help get it set up. So we're just going to jump right into the battle here. I'll go ahead and send the code, Snoot. Okay, and just sent over the Terras, waiting for his Terras. Okay, we got Water Thunderous, Grass Arcanine, Water Iron Treads, Ground Iron Valiant, Fire Persian, and Normal Decidueye. Okay, I was not expecting to see Decidueye, and I was hoping not to see Persian, but everything else I expected. So, let's see. Good luck, have fun to Snoot. And let's see what we want to do here. Okay. A lot of Terra Waters, which isn't great because I don't have a grass move on Ogre Pawn. But I do have a Sandy Shocks, which looks pretty good. I might just want to lead it. I still think my kind of Trick Room game plan looks solid. Definitely want Sandy Shocks, and then Frostmoth in the back, and then the idea is to just either try to get as much damage as I can with Frostmoth under Trick Room, and then Sandy Shocks comes in either under Trick Room or after, and hopefully just survives enough hits to deal the remaining damage. So because it's pretty slow, so it's probably not outspeeding anything outside of Trick Room. But we'll give this a shot. Ogre Pawn's probably not going to be able to accomplish much outside of just clicking Follow Me, but that's alright. It also allows me to potentially get up Trick Room and then either get a free switch in or just click Follow Me to protect Frostmoth on the switch in on turn 2. Okay, if they got pressure isn't great. I'm just going to switch in Frostmoth right off the bat and try to go for a Trick Room. I do have Misty Terrain to block Thunder Waves. Okay, that's fine. Taunt. Do have the Mental Herb. So definitely great turn, but does give up that information. But now I'm in a great spot. Terra Fire Persian. I don't think I would need to reveal Misty Terrain. I guess I just try to get some damage. Okay, Arcanine in the back. Should be a KO. Nice. Reveal the Life Orb. If they don't Terra Thunderous, they don't have Protect, this is a KO, and if they do Terra Thunderous, then that means they can't Terra Arcanine, which means Ogerpon should be able to KO it. And it is probably Thunderous, because I doubt they want to Terra Arcanine just to get KO'd by a Ice Beam, but that is actually going to be what we see here, so. Reflect should allow me to live anything from the Arcanine. Well, if it's like max attack with a damage boosting item, I probably don't live a Flare Blitz. But that's great. I get the KO on Thunderous. Okay, and I do live the Flare Blitz. We don't see an item. Break a Sash on the Valiant. Although I wouldn't mind just finding out if it's Sash at this point. Frostmoth's going absolutely nuts in this game. So I have a feeling there's no Protect on Thunderous, Persian, or Arcanine. We didn't see Booster Energy on Valiant. Sash? No Sash, okay. Wow. Good job, Frostmoth. Holy shit. Alright, so the adaptation is going to be probably just fake out Klefki plus maybe Arcanine to do a ton of damage to it and then KO it the following turn. I definitely think it's an Arcanine lead, and yeah, it's probably Persian Arcanine. So I probably want Sandy Shocks in front. And then they really just can't afford to let Trick Room go up, so this forces them to target the Klefki. So I can then switch into Ogerpon. And even having Frosmoth is so good here. Even having it in the back, if it's slow, I feel like it can still put in work. So I'm just bringing the same four, different order. The Klefki's a bait. Maybe try to set up Trick Room in the late game. But the game plan here is to draw pressure with Klefki and then try to just do a bunch of damage with Sandy Shocks. And then get Ogerpon in and probably just redirect for Sandy Shocks and Frosmoth, or get Klefki in position to set up the Trick Room late game. I think it's Persian Arcanine. Thunderous, okay. I guess that still puts some pressure onto his booster energy speed. Yeah. And it is Terra Water. I do need to set Reflect. In order to not get KO'd here. And then I don't get yeah, this is not a great lead actually. Wait, you confuse yourself. Your booster energy, you don't get to snap out of that. You're just gambling on attacking through confusion. I mean, if this is Earthquake, it's probably a double KO, so I guess it. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh man. Yeah, that's funny. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? That's my duck. That's my duck. That's my duck. Wow. That was hilarious. Good for you, Snoot, going for that. That was very bold. And you know, it had like a 66% chance to pay off or whatever. So, you know, odds were in your favor. Oh, that's crazy. No, yeah, just going for it. Just might as well at this point. Oh, it's mirror herb. That's the whole point here. Okay. Hey, no fair. How come I get to attack when he didn't? I'm kind of over the swagger stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a stop to that. Nice block. There we go. It paid off. Is that in range of another flare blitz? It might be. I also don't know if Thunderous has any way of hitting the Sandy Shocks. So. Yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, close. Okay, I gotta break through confusion here. Nice. So I wonder what the point of the mirror herb is when you're taunt, Thunderwave, Swagger. You just have one attacking move. It's probably Wild Charge. I guess we see if Valiant has priority move. Still isn't over. If they have a priority move on Valiant or I get confused. They do have priority. Oh, but they target Klefki. It's Life Orb, okay. Nice. Well, we got really lucky with confusion rolls. Well, really, the only one that mattered was that turn one. Yeah, turn one +2 Earthquake, I guess, into Sandy Shocks. I mean, it was booster, so it wasn't a damage boosting item. I think I still would have lived behind Reflect with both. Assuming it was Earthquake, +2. I had Reflect up. No, that would have been a KO on the Sandy Shocks. And Klefki. Really? That can't be right. Oh, because it applies the booster energy to the attack because you give it +2. So yeah, with just +2, it does not KO Klefki through Reflect, and it had a 25% chance to KO Sandy Shocks through Reflect. So probably would have been all right still, because Klefki gets Trick Room up for sure. Sandy Shocks gets KOs Iron Treads, and then yeah, you can pick up some KOs, but then I have Trick Room up with Frostmoth, which you know how that goes after game one. So yeah, GG's to Snoot. Glad that worked out as well as it did. I think what I learned from last week is probably just need to rely on my good Pokemon to deal damage a little bit more. Well, I mean, Frostmoth is not one of my good Pokemon. That just worked out really well, but I didn't bring Sandy Shocks at all last week, and Sandy Shocks has been one of my best offensive Pokemon this season, so I'll probably need to try to rely on it when it's good. Not bring too many supports all at the same time. I feel like that's kind of what a little bit of what got me in trouble last week was I was just pivoting around trying to get in position with a bunch of support pieces that could never KO the threats that were sweeping my team. But yeah, anyway, that puts us at 5-2 for the season, I believe, which is looking pretty promising for playoffs. So yeah, that will be all for me, and see you next week.